topic today is about a very important issue in Islam, which is an admonition that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is giving to all the ummah. And it is the foundation for the fabric, for the guidance of the society. And through this admonition, we used to emulate, or we used to straighten the society wherever we are at any time. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, on the authority of Abu Huraira, who reported the hadith, that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying that min husnul Islam al-mari, for a person's Islam to be perfect is his living alone what does not concern him. So our topic today is about mind your own business. Do not do anything that does not concern you. Do not engage yourself in anything that does not concern you or will give you any benefit either in this dunya or akhirah. That is what Prophet ﷺ is simply telling us. For your Islam to become perfect in the sight of Allah is you living what does not concern you. So, and he, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself, has also warned us against certain notions or certain practices that we normally do in our daily life. And he is saying that وَلَا تَقْفُ مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ, that do not say or do not follow what you do not have knowledge about it. For verily the ear and the eyes and even the heart, all of them are answerable in the day of Qiyamah. So whatever you use those parts of the body to do, you will be answerable to them in the day of Qiyamah. So you have to be responsible the way you use all those parts of the body. So it's a warning to all of us to be very cautious about our lifestyle. Bearing in mind that whatever we do, there is somebody who is watching us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself, the chief watch over us, over all our actions. Beside that, he has designated some malaika, the angels who record all our deeds, whether good or bad. That is why here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Kiraman katibina ya'lamuna ma taf'alun. They are those malaika who record all our deeds. They are very cognizant of all that we do. Whatever you think, even it doesn't come out. Even the thinking of it, they know it, they are aware of it. That is why even when you plan to do something which is good and you are not able to do it, they will still give you reward. But if you plan to do an evil, a sin, commit a sin, and you later regret and retract or stop doing it, they will still reward you. So they are aware of whatever we do, all our movement, all our thinking. These malaika are aware of them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning us against all our actions. Things that we do not have concise knowledge about them, we should avoid it. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that there are so many things, so many meetings that we hold which do not have any value, Islamic value at all, except if certain the meetings that we have that encourages good deeds or settle two people who are at loggerhead with each other or give out sadaqah. That's why he is saying that La khayra fi kathiri min najwahum illa man amara bi sadaqatin aw ma'ruf aw islahi bayna an-nas. That among all their meetings, there are no benefit except the meetings that will enjoin others to do good deeds and also give out sadaqah or settle two opposing people, settle their dispute between them. So this kind of meeting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guaranteed that if you do it, you surely have reward for them. So any meeting that encourages good deeds, that's what simply Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is encouraging us to do. So لَقَدْ أَرْشَدَنَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ في هذا الحديث إلى أن دليل كمال الإسلام Allah yashagil Islam. So Prophet Sallallahu is simply advising us that for one's Islam to be perfect in the sight of Allah, is he living what does not concern him. Do not enter into people's private life, their personal life. Do not just ignore it. It is their personal life. It doesn't concern you, so do not waste your time on them. Because wasting time on it will not benefit you either in this dunya or akhirah. It will rather fetch you more sins. More sins will be recorded in your record by the malaika. May Allah guide all of us. So no matter how, for human being, our life is very short. So it behoves on us to use our life judiciously, so that we will not go against the command of Allah, the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in al-amda ma'mur bi wajibat, and we are also encouraged. There are a lot of obligations upon every Muslim that we have to observe in our daily life. So the time that is at our disposal may not even enough, are not even enough for us to discharge those duties. Then why should we use this time to do things that will never benefit us in this dunya nor akhirah? So Muslim, let us be very conscious about the way we use our time. وَإِنْ شَغَلَ الْإِنسَانَ بِمَا لَا يَعْنِيهِ تَرَكَ كَثِيرًا مِنْ هَذِهِ الْوَاجِبَاتِ. So the moment you waste your time on those things that do not concern you, on the other hand, you are also ignoring the wajibat, the obligations that are rested upon our shoulders by our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In al-wajibat akthara min al-awqat. Like I said, the obligations are even more than the time that are available for us to observe them. These obligations, the perfect example are the 5 daily prayers that we do. And these daily prayers are spread over the day and night. There are some we perform in the daytime, there are some we perform in the nighttime. So all these are things that are expected of every Muslim to be doing. Then why should we use your time doing certain things that do not benefit you at the expense of these obligations? وَهُنَاكَ nawafil. Apart from the 5 daily prayers, we have the nawafil, like Salatul Duha, Qiyamul Layl, and some of the nawafil that follows or comes before the 5 daily prayers, the 5 obligatory prayers. There are nawafil that we do perform them. So all these are certain things, the obligations that a Muslim must observe without ignoring them instead of wasting time on anything that will not benefit you. So, what are that? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, hunaka salatul jama, and also salatul jama is very highly encouraged among Muslims. That whatever salah you perform, preferably you perform it with the jama, the salah, the 5 daily prayers. Try your best to be performing them with the jama. So it is an obligation that you should not ignore at all, wasting time on anything that will never benefit you. We shouldn't concern ourselves things that are not our business. Waqra'atul Quran, recitation of the Quran. Every Muslim at least a day open the Quran and recite at least whatever you can recite of it. Do it. It's an obligation that is expected of every Muslim to discharge. And also, we are also enjoying to learn the lifestyle, the life history of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All these are our duties that we have to do. Whatever you do, you must have command over it. Islam, you proclaim that you are a Muslim. Therefore, you must know every little detail of your deen, so that when you encounter a non-Muslim and he asks you about your deen, you'll be able to enlighten him or her about your deen. So, as a Muslim, knowledge acquisition is one of the obligations that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put on our shoulder. That's what Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi ilm faridatun ala kulli Muslim or Muslima. That seeking knowledge or acquisition of knowledge is an obligation, farida, upon every Muslim man or woman. So, Quran, learn how to recite the Quran, and after that, learn how to learn about the life history of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And apart from this, there are so many askar, there are so many supplications, remembrance of Allah that a Muslim is encouraged to be doing in all our daily life. Whether you are doing something, you are engaged in something else, because it's your mind. Provided it is not your mouth that is busy in something else, you are working, the body parts are doing the work. Let the mouth and the mind to also be keep on remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, an yakula wa hunaka tarbiyah, and also how to raise your children to is one of the obligations resting upon every Muslim shoulder, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to question us in the day of Qiyamah how you raise your children. Did you raise them according to Islam, or did you just leave them the way you just left them to lead their life the way they want? If you do that, you are not a good caretaker, you are not a good parent. You are like a laissez-faire leader, a leader who doesn't care about the followers, whatever the followers do. You shouldn't be a parent like such a leader. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is expecting us to treat or to train our children in the light of Islam. And apart from that too, we also have to seek our sustenance in a halal way. We all do work, but ask yourself, the work that I do, is it halal or haram? If it's not halal, please eschew from that and seek for a halal work. So all these are things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is expecting from us. So if you do all this, the work that you do, the tarbiyah that you give to your children, if you are able to do all this, they are all part of the ibadah. Don't think I'm going to search for money and therefore that is for my own benefit, is not part of the deen. No, once it is halal, you will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that, because you are seeking the wealth in a halal way. You seek the wealth in a halal way, use it to take care of yourself, your family, and the needy ones around you, and the entire ummah, or any human being, mankind in general. Wasilatu rahim, and also to try to also connect the family. You have extended family, and we have the nuclear family. Try to connect with them. Do not concern yourself with only the nuclear family. The extended family, try to also connect with them. That is how Allah, our Prophet ﷺ, is encouraging us to be doing. Don't say, I'm only concerned about my wife and my children. No, your mother, your uncle, your cousins are there. Try to always connect with them. Have good relationship with them. That is what Islam is expecting from us. هذه الواجبات وإذا فكر فيها الإنسان سيجد أنها تستغرق عمرا ضعف عمره فكيف للعاقل أن يترك كل هذه الواجبات. So if you think deep into all these obligations, you realize that if you resolve to do all these things, it will take all your time. So it means we do not have enough time to observe all this. We only do what we can do out of them, apart from the obligation, the obligatory ones. For them, we know they are compulsory upon us. So, if you are not able to do all this, why should you use your time on anything that does not concern you? If you do that, you are wasting your time, and that will end you in what? A fiasco. So, to every wise person, that is what you should always be thinking about. whatever you are about to do, ask yourself, this thing that I'm about to do, is it beneficial to me or those around me? Or does it concern me? If it is a speech, does the speech concern me? Or is about somebody's life that I do not have anything to do with? Please, let us be very smart in the way we approach issues in our daily life, because whatever we do, the malaikas are recording. So, بعض الناس تجده مشغولا بالسينما والمغنين والرياضين وغيرهم من أصحاب الشهرة. So there are a lot of people too. What they do, they waste their time in cinema. Any movie that comes, any new product that comes in terms of those things, he is aware of them. His target is to be the first person to witness it. They waste their time in cinema. Any songs, any new song that come out, he is aware of them. He will be the first person to listen to them. And then they are always abreast with any information about the sports guys. You see, all these things are a waste of time. Now, any celebrity, they are aware of them. They know their lifestyle, what they do, what they earn, the kind of clothes they wear, the kind of cars they ride. They are aware of all of them. Because they take them as role model. They are hero worshipping them, which is haram. So all these things, if you waste your time on all these things, you end up ignoring the obligations that you will be answerable to in the day of Qiyamah. Where are those people that you follow? There is no way Allah is going to ask you about them in the day of Qiyamah. So why won't you ignore them and concentrate on what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you about in the day of Qiyamah? May Allah guide all of us. Innahu yazid mimma kasibihim. Following all these people will rather increase their wealth. They have channel, they have website. The more you visit them, the more they make money. And they will earn the money to mislead others. They will earn the money to commit more sin. It means you also have share in the sin that they commit, because you help them to make money, to be so strong. Their financial bill will be so strong to commit all those sins. So, Islam abhor all these acts with strong notion. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that we should all be mindful of whatever we do, for we are all being under watch, under the watch of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Kiram Katibina Ya'lamuna ma taf'alun. So instead of wasting time following all this, why won't you follow the good Muslim, the scholars? Why won't you follow them? Such a person, if you ask them about the Sahabi, there is no way you will be able to answer them. Ask him to mention that you are three Sahaba of Prophet Muhammad. They will not be able to answer you. But ask them to mention at least 15 celebrities. They will give them out to off-head with detailed information about them. May Allah guide us. So let us follow the good example, the exemplary lifestyle of our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, instead of taking the non-believers as our role model. أيها المسلمون بعض الناس أيضا ينشغل بأخبار الناس حوله. And there are so many people today, they always get busy about the issue, about the lives of those who are close to him, those he lives with in the community. لا يسأل عنهم عن باب الأخوة. There's no way he asks them about anything positive. Whenever he asks about them, he is expecting anything bad about them. Not that they love you, that they are asking about you. They only want to know whatever you are doing, whether it will bring consolation to them or it will what? Not. So anytime they ask you, oh, this guy, what kind of job does he do? What is his salary? All these things are not your concern. You shouldn't ignore them. Even some go to the extent of how much you earn. Do you have your own house? Do you build a house in Africa? All this, there are people like that asking about others' lifestyle. A lot of Muslims fall into this kind of act. Yes, what job does this person do? Does he have a house or not? What kind of car does he use? وغيرها من الأسئلة التي ينتج عنها في غالب الأحيان الحسد. So all these questions, all this inquisitiveness that you do, it does not end anywhere but nosiness. It will rather lead you to jealousy. You jealous them. The moment jealousy sets in, if care is not taken, you go extra mile to harm the person. وهذا أيها المسلمون مما حرمه الإسلام وهذا أيضا مما يكون سببا في الوقوع في الغيبة والنميمة. After the jealousy, you jealous the person, then you plan to do things that will harm him, and then you start backbiting the person, slandering against him unjustifiably. So all these things you do, you are committing a sin against the person. So you will be committing these things and they will be piling till, if you don't do tawbah, you will be piling, your sin will be piling till you leave this earth. And in the judgment day, Allah will judge you accordingly. All those that you backbite, they will come and collect their haq from you. And all your good deeds that the reward of your good deeds will be, what in turn will be used to reward those things, those people that you backbited. So it means you have done yourself harm. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning us that مَا يَلْفِظُ مِنْ قَوْلٍ إِلَّا لَدَيْهِ رَقِيبٌ عَتِيدٌ. So there is no word that you utter except that the watcher, the Raqib, the Malaika are recording them in your good deeds, in the record of your deeds. May Allah guide all of us. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله العظيم لكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله كما أمر والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ويا من سود صحائف أعماله بالكيل وقال وكثرة السؤال كيف حالك إذا مليت صحائف قوم بالذكر والتسبيح وكل عمل صالح. So anyone who blacken his deeds, the record of his deeds, with hearsay. You only base your facts on hearsay. You tap information about others by what people are saying, whereas you do not yourself witness them. If you do that, you are doing more harm to yourself, and you will pay dearly for it in the day of Qiyamah. So why won't you waste your time rather on anything that will perfect your Islam? Just as Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is encouraging us that for one Islam to be perfect, is he living what does not concern him. So you should not concern yourself with things that do not benefit you in this dunya and hereafter. وَمُلِيتَ صَحَائِفُ بِالسُّؤَالِ عَنْ حَالِ فُلَانٍ مَا زَوْجَتِهِ. Some people go to the extent of going into the marriage life of others. Are they still couples, or are they not divorced yet? All these are things that do not concern you. وَعَنْ فُلَانُ وَلِمَاذَا سَافَرَ. Even when he hears somebody's travel, you try to find out why they travel or what they are going to do there. So all these things are things that do not concern you. So it's better you refrain from that. But in al-ghafla anha aksan fi Islamic. So if you ignore all these things, it is rather beneficial to your Islam. Ignoring all this will make your Islam perfect, as Prophet Muhammad is saying. So one of the Sahabi was at the verge of death, and his friends visited him, and he was laughing. He was smiling. They asked him, "Why were you smiling?" And he answered them that, "I am so happy that throughout my life, I did not spend time on things that do not concern me. So I'm so happy that I'm facing Allah. I'm going to meet Allah with this character." So it means that protecting your tongue or refraining from what does not concern you is a guarantee for you to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the ulama are saying that in the judgment day, the sins that we commit, about 1/4 of them, 3/4 of them are committed by our mouth. Because it is hardly two people will sit down at a particular place talking for about an hour without backbiting somebody. So it is a warning for all of us to be very cautious about how we converse with each other. Let us be cautious about the topic that we discuss when we meet. So that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is encouraging us. He's telling us, "La khayra fi kathirin min najwahum." A lot of their meetings does not have any value, any virtues, but rather except those that encourage good deeds and also give out alms and also settle among the two opposing persons. May Allah increase us in iman. So in al-ibadat allati amarana Allah biha ta'ala kathira. So there are a lot of ibadat, a lot of aspects of the ibadat that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is enjoining us to do. And our time that we have, we do not have enough time to do all this. Why should we practice things that do not benefit us in this dunya? As we keep on repeating this. Ma yaf'aluhu al-akil an yashghala bi amrin nafsihi allati huwa mas'ul anha fi dunya wal akhirah. So any sensible person who thinks about his akhirah, who thinks about the entry of Jannah, will never spend his time on things that do not concern them. So the moment you spend your time on things that do not concern you, so it means la mahalata yatanafi ma husn Islam. So it will rather sway you from perfecting your Islam, ignoring the advice of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. فمن الأسباب التي تؤدي الإنسان إلى التجسس والغيبة. Engaging yourself things that do not concern you will also let you indulge yourself in backbiting and slandering. So all these things are also big sins in Islam. هو عمل يؤدي الإنسان إلى كساوة القلب, and also it is something that will harden your heart. Engaging yourself in certain things that do not concern you will harden your heart, and also will also put much pressure on your body, and also it will also prevent your sustenance from coming easy. So one Luqman once upon a time was asked, Suila Luqman al-Hakim, ay amal awthaq fi nafsik. So what deeds that concentrate much in your body? And he is saying that tarku ma la ya'nini, that living what does not concern me is something that I always concern myself with. وقال قال مالك بن دنانير. So إذا رأيت كسوة في قلبك ووهنا في بدنك وهرمانا في رزق فاعلم بأنك تكلمت بما لا يعنيك. So that scholar was saying that anytime you engage yourself in some of these things, backbitings, and anything that does not concern you, you realize that your risk, your calm, your heart will become so hard, and your risk will not come with so easily. You suffer in life before getting what you will sustain your life. So anytime you go through this situation, ask yourself or assess your life. Do you backbite others, or do you engage yourself in things that do not concern you, which will not help you in this dunya nor akhirah? May Allah increase us in iman. So at this juncture, we will end our khutbah. May Allah bless all of us. May Allah have mercy upon all of us. May Allah have mercy upon the departed soul. If they are in hardship, may Allah forgive them. And if they are in ni'mah, may Allah increase it. May Allah also give a good ending. May Allah, we all have our wishes and requests before Allah. May Allah grant all of them for us. Those that befit us in this dunya, may Allah grant it. And those that befit in the akhirah, may Allah grant all of them. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا انك انت التواب الرحيم ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا وثبت اقدامنا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين اللهم انا نسالك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والغنيمه من كل بر والسلامه من كل اثم والفوز بالجنه والنجاه من النار اللهم فرج هم المهمومين ونفس كرب المكروبين واقض الدين عن المدينين واشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر اعداءك اعداء الدين وانصر عبادك الموحدين في كل مكان وانصر عبادك المجاهدين في كل مكان اللهم انصر عبادك المجاهدين في غزه وفلسطين اللهم انصرهم على اعدائهم اللهم انصرهم على اليهود اللهم اقتلهم بددا اللهم دمرهم تدميرا اللهم اقتلهم بددا ولا تبكي منهم احدا يا ذا القوة المتين يا ذا الجلال والإكرام برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين إن الله تعالى وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد